Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show where we're uncensored, unhinged, uncaged. You like that, Van?
Dude,
I am your host, Jimmy T, and that is the vet, Jamie Williams. I mean, we just saw all of y'all just like, 2 minutes ago, but we're back for Rampage Uncaged. And vet, it was Rampaged. It was kind of uncaged, even unhinged to a certain extent. And we had on paper once again what felt like half decent, I guess. But let's go straight into the what we start off with, and it's I could have sworn this was '97 all over again. Was it Ken Shamrock against Owen Hart in the? Oh no, Steve Blackman and Ken Shamrock. I think it was actually in the car park. Was it not? If memory
the
serves
Iron
me right, I
Circle.
forgot. The Iron Circle, right, of cars in the car park, for crying out loud.
They stole that out
Um,
of Lionheart.
did they?
Remember the
Really?
movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Lionheart?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. Yeah, fuck yeah,
Yeah, he
man. But I
fought
never
some
thought of
Scottish
it.
guy in a kilt there, and they did that gimmick where all the
I love
headlights were there. Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, man. Growing up, bro, he was the man. I loved Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's a bit of a weird cat, apparently, in real life, but that's for another story and another show. But nevertheless, growing up, he was awesome. Dude, like I was telling you off the air a while back, I used to love the American Ninjas, bro. I was a huge fan of, especially Joe, Michael Dudikoff. He was my man when I was a kid, bro. I used to hate Sean. Remember Sean, the newer one? After that, from American Ninja 3 up.
I thought no, I forgot. I thought he was in all of them, so I didn't know
Nah,
they
it was
switched him out.
American Ninja 1 and 2 was Joe, right? I'm not using their shoot names. And then 3 was Sean with Jackson, right? Jackson was there. Not Matt or Nicholas Jackson. We're talking about just Jackson. That's how we knew him. And then after that, number 4 was both of them. It was that dream combination, and it sucked. That movie absolutely sucked balls. It was never the same for me. But anyway, we're not here to talk ninjas or American ninjas for that matter, vet. I mean, shit, you could be the American ninja for for all I know. But we're here to talk about pro wrestling ninjas in the car park.
Mm.
Um, because they hate each other. They were best friends, but
Yeah.
apparently they're not anymore.
No.
How sad.
Um. Well, so we're starting off with the street fight, the parking lot
Right.
street fight, which always seems to involve the best friends, whether they're fighting LAX or each other. It's like every time we see this, because there's something about Trent and Chuck, they just like to go through windshield glass. Like it's
Real
why?
glass and knock knock.
Cry me a river, man. Um. So
Nice.
yeah, so
Oh,
this
well
is
played.
yeah, so this is the best friends. The mega powers exploding, but it just the only thing exploding is this fucking real glass.
Oh,
And
never again am I
and
gonna look at the
just
mega
for good
powers.
measure, some little trash can lids. You got to whack a guy with a trash can lid. Otherwise, is it even a hardcore match? Is it even a street fight if you don't take a shiny trash can? That
It's not.
Where do they get these? Where do you sell them?
Dude, when I was growing up, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I know when we were young, we used to use the friggin', the metal trash cans. Like, I'm talking about when we were real young. You and I, Vet. But there was a point where we got past that. Well, here in Australia, that's what I thought, right? So watching those old school wrestling shit, and seeing those trash cans, I used to think that in the States, they still use those damn trash cans. But thank God you don't. But I'm just saying, at the time, that was my perception. And I'm thinking, haven't they moved past that shit yet? Why do they use that? It's not realistic. Where do they get it from? You know what I mean? Does anyone ask these hard questions? I know they're props. All right. They get them from wherever. But still, someone needs to ask these hard questions because they use big plastic bins these days. I assume the whole world does at this point. Come on. Jesus. Upgrade the shit.
Which those would hurt more.
They
But the
would.
visual isn't the same because when the trash can crumples, that gives people the impression that's like, wow, you hit him so hard with a solid steel trash can that it crumpled around him. When in reality, it's like a piece of, like, it's like one of those tinfoil baking pans or whatever. And
Yeah.
then, like the disposable ones that you cook a turkey in and throw away. And then
or lasagna.
yeah, meanwhile, yeah, if you hit somebody with a full rubber trash can, it'd probably knock their spine out of alignment. But
Concussion minimum, guaranteed.
yeah.
It would be bad.
Or just go through a window. Whatever the case, this is Chuck Taylor versus Trent. He's Trent Beretta again.
He is?
He's not just Trent. He's not Trent with a question mark. He did end up winning.
Bang, bang.
Yeah. He ended up winning the match when he, on top of the car, he choked out Chucky with the Hell's Gate. One of those platas, Omo Plata, Go-Go Plata. I don't know which one it is. I'm not Brazilian. So he ended up doing that. And so he chokes out Chucky, and the announcer announced him as, here is your winner, Trent Beretta. So he's back to that now. But my thing is, the first thing I noticed was like, the first thing that, not that I noticed, but that went through my mind was like, okay, so Chuck Taylor has been out of action this entire time, and the first thing back he does is this dangerous ass shit.
He's hot,
or was
bro.
he just out because of herpes or whatever? Because his face is like, clearly there's an outbreak of something on his face. So I don't know.
He's just, you know what's funny, Ved? Once upon a time, Chuck Taylor didn't look so bad. I mean, he always looked bad on, he always had a head on him, don't get me wrong. But even body-wise, like, I'm talking about years back, he actually looked half decent and was actually a half decent heel at one stage. When I say, and I use that term lightly, I'm talking about for Shindy, he was a half decent heel. This, what I see now, not only does he look like any Joe Blow, like for real, and I truly mean that in every sense, any Joe Blow off the street, he just looks weird. He looks sick even. He just doesn't come across as a professional wrestler, bro. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's because of the injuries, but heck, Trent is his, once upon a time, kayfabe. We're going to keep it kayfabe. Used to be friends, right? Look, he at least takes care of himself, right? At least, he should be motivated from his friend, but clearly not.
Medium 5 says he can't do his regular Chuck Taylor gimmick as he did due to Converse issues. So now he is very bland.
Oh, yeah, true. Duh.
What?
No,
what
Converse.
Gimmick?
Oh,
he
yeah, I know, yeah.
Gimmick. It's not like
What
that
is his
gimmick would have
gimmick?
made him anything. He's always sucked.
Yeah, no, he really has. And Beretta's always sucked too.
Yeah. Both these
Let's be real.
sucky sucks just have always sucked, and then they sucked in this sucky match.
But
if you
they've
could
been
call it
around
that.
for so long, these two fucking idiots too, bro. But they're still around, and what can I say about this match, really? This is ridiculous, bro.
What can you say?
I don't even know if it's even worth talking about. Like you said, Trent Beretta wins the match. Cool.
And Don Callis was watching. He was watching on a monitor like,
What does that even
maybe
mean?
this new evil Trent would be good for my ragtag band of
Yuck.
misfits that lose to Will Ospreay, who's also in my ragtag band of misfits.
That's all right, because you and I both know we're going to get the United Empire versus the Callis family. This is what it's leading up to, I think, anyway. Guaranteed, bro. I'm telling you. I can see it. You know how Cole Fletcher was sort of defensive also about Ospreay and not being a killer? You know how Callis was going off at Ospreay on Dynamite and whatnot? I truly think that's what's going to happen, man. United Empire versus the Callis Empire. If that's not a fucking match to put you to sleep, I guess it won't be, because it's Ospreay, right? He'll be Ospreying his butt all over the place, flying, doing all sorts of shit for the Ospreys out there.
Well, he had the greatest match ever in North America recently, so it can't be that.
Oh
bad.
yeah, he did 6.5 stars, as a matter of fact.
So you know what I was watching the other day? They had the New Japan had the Road to Dontaku, right? And there was some sort of, for the King of Pro Wrestling, it was Yuya Uemura versus Great-O-Khan, and for some, they had some kind, I didn't understand the stipulation, but it was some sort of 3 stages of hell match. And the second stage was like, they both had to sit in the middle of the ring at a table and eat an entire lemon. And whoever ate the lemon first won that fall, right? and Great O'Khan just munched this lemon down, like peel and all, and
Yeah.
he won that round. And like to me, that was still more of a wrestling match than this parking lot street fight.
I was gonna say, you sounded really intrigued.
Yeah, well, I mean, have you guys ever seen a lemon eating contest in a wrestling ring? Don't anybody in here say you have, right? So, but I've seen guys hit each other with fake trash cans like thousands of times. So,
I'm sure you've used them.
oh yeah, that was
It doesn't
that was
hurt,
part
right,
of the
at all.
training. Do your warm ups, do your push ups and your squats, and run the
And
ropes,
trash
and then get the
cans.
trash cans out. Yep.
Oh, that's golden, man. I don't know if I should take you serious or not, but a part of me feels like, you know what, I wouldn't put it past that being true.
Please,
I
please
don't-
put it past me, Jimmy. Please put it past me.
Okay, good. Thank God.
I was never a garbage wrestler, bro. I learned to work.
Oh, well, not like that. Not like that. I didn't mean it like that. Just in general, like, it'd be weird, that's all. Anyway, so it was worse than a lemon eating contest for the King of Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Enough said. There's nothing else to say other than that.
That's it.
Well put.
All right, so now we get a interview with Kyle O'Reilly.
It gets even better.
We're a step up. We're a step up from the parking lot street fight, but we're still a step below a lemon eating contest.
That makes me laugh. Please,
It's
I'm
Kyle
crying,
O'Reilly.
bro. I'm crying. Fucking hell. Oh,
You have to check this match out, Jimmy. New Japan World, buddy.
I do. I'm intrigued. I'm not gonna lie. That is bizarre. Why did they do that? What are they doing? I don't even want to ask you any more questions, but this is getting more bizarre as the weeks and years go on with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Mhm.
I don't know what to say anymore, man. It's weird.
All right, well, here's something a little more traditional. Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo. So if we're going to have any sort of a actual match on this show, it's going to be this. But even with that being said, I'm a little less than interested. I mean, I was
Well,
kind of interested, but like not that interested. And what did
It
you
was something. Well, it was something to look forward to for me. Like when I saw that, I thought, oh yeah. I mean, it's Rampage, right? Seems like more than a decent matchup for Rampage. So, but the match just, again, I don't know if it's the energy and because of Collision, and I don't even know if I want to look at Rampage like it's a true Rampage. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a third hour. Is this a normal standard thing? Are we doing this now every Saturday? What's going on? Like,
No, because at least next week it's Rampage is directly after Dynamite. So
what?
Yeah.
Is it live again?
I think.
Why is this
All
happening?
I know is that I don't have to review it.
Right,
That's
but
all
why
that
are they
matters.
doing that? But why? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. It must be some logistics thing.
Okay.
I mean, like, because of, well, like,
oh, I
Liz
guess that
says
makes
it.
sense. Right.
Sport playoffs, but
But particularly Rampage, in particular, just feels all over the place right now, man.
yeah, to them, it's like, what difference does it make? Nobody's really watching Rampage, so it shouldn't matter if you move it around. Matter of fact, you have more of a chance to have people watch it if it's after a show that they're already kind of watching. So, but
Well, thanks for the lowdown, G-Ball. Apparently the Celtics smoked the Heat after Rampage. Beautiful. I hate the Celtics and the Heat.
so
Just
we're already
quietly.
in basketball playoffs, huh?
This season went fast, dude. Like, for some reason, it just
Was
felt
it a
like
shortened season? I don't.
No, it wasn't. That's what's
Huh.
weird, dude. It just breezed. I mean, it really did. The years of breezing, vet. I hate the fact that I hate getting older, bro. Put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus everything sucks. So that's also
Right. That
as you
too.
get older, everything gets worse. So there you
I'll
go.
tell you what is good though, and you probably won't like it, but I like it. BMF, bro. I really got into that show. I'm not gonna lie.
What's that?
Black Mafia Family.
What's that?
Power, for example, 50 Cent's
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
It's basically 50 Cent's other show called Black Mafia Family. It's based on true fucking shit. Um, have you heard of what's it called? Oh my god, Big Meech.
No.
Yeah, look, they were big Detroit drug dealers, basically, right? Two brothers. It's basically, that type of shit, but it's a good show, man. I actually like it a lot. I binged it big time. Oh, thank you, Canada Spaceman. Apparently he likes it. I wouldn't have thought he was the type. Interesting. Anyway, let's move on.
All right. Well, just to wrap up the match, Thunder Rosa wrapped up Deanna when she put the armbar on and pinned her, which is like, oh, why didn't every other wrestler in the world that wrestled Deanna before her think of that? Seems so easy in retrospect. Every time she put you in one of those arm bars, instead of tapping out, you should have just rolled over and pinned her. Duh.
Are you surprised by this outcome in a way?
No. They had no plans for Deanna when they brought her in.
Yeah,
To put other
you can see
people
that.
over. So
No, you're right.
yeah, and then but she gets her heat back, Jimmy, after the match, the post-match attack.
Sure.
She attacks Thunder Rosa. She's not gonna stand for it.
And who gives a fuck? I
Yeah,
mean,
and then-
seriously,
and then
at this point,
Some security guards pulled them apart, and it was kind of like anticlimactic. But
which is a shame too, because
yeah, she didn't
two
even get
fine
full
ladies.
heat because Rosa started fighting back even after the the attack. It's like, okay,
Uh,
they should have just restarted the match. All right, you guys can still go. Let's go.
it's
2 out of 3.
I don't want to
falls.
bash this shit. I just don't. Shit. Maybe have the whole Rampage this Wednesday. Just them two out of 3 falls. Just the whole show.
Do it. Let's go.
I'm down. Not
All right,
really.
well, are you down with the Undisputed Kingdom telling Tony Khan to stay neck strong?
This is it's funny, right? Haha. But it's fucking ridiculous, bro. Cool, I guess. Yeah, stay neck strong, Tony. Do it for everybody. Do it for us. Do it for yourself. Do it for your whole family and your company. Do it for everybody, Tony. Why not? Are you like thumbs up for neck strong Tony? As a matter of fact, vet.
Me?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
of course.
you.
Got to keep that neck very strong. It seems like it was pretty strong because he was just swiveling it during the draft, and yeah, he's fine. He's
Doing
good.
the Stevie Wonder
Yeah.
with his neck.
Yeah, the neck brace was just to keep him from getting, too whiplashed or whatever, but he's fine.
Or chafing around the neck areas. Not to
Yeah,
rub
you don't
his-
want to do any of that, Don't want that scruff to scratch your. But yeah, so,
neck strong.
I did notice too. I've noticed this lately. Tall Ace Austin with Mickey Mouse gloves. He sort of changed his gloves to black gloves,
Matt
which
Taven?
Mickey Mouse does not wear.
You're talking about
So
Matt
is he
Taven, right?
self-conscious finally about wearing the Mickey Mouse gloves?
What's up with that anyway? He's always wore the gloves, right? So, like, what's up? Like, why? Is he like scared of germs? Is it the coof? Could be all
think he
that.
thought
I mean,
he stood out. Like, hey, no one else is wearing Mickey Mouse gloves. I'll be the one to wear Mickey Mouse gloves.
you know what's sad, dude? I used to think there was something to him, dude. Years ago, I really
You
did.
thought there was something to him.
It's his look. He's got a look to him.
Yeah,
But
the look that says change the channel. I saw
know what?
both. Well, when I saw a Ring of Honor show, I got to see Matt Taven and, Chuck Taylor work in person. And then I realized, like, wow, TV really does like hide a lot, and they look bad on TV. So
hold on.
when you go
You
see
saw him in
those guys
person?
actually,
Right.
like their matches are so bad because you can
Really?
see like their work is so bad. Yeah. Anyway, gloves or not, whatever they said after this to further an angle, who cares? Big Bill is out with Trevor Blackwell. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this young man.
Big
but-
Trevor Blackwell. There's a few new faces actually today or yesterday, Vet. Like, we still don't know who the chick is, and we don't know who this guy is, and
I
who's
told
Guy
you to
Ritchie
Google her,
wrestling.
but I guess you didn't.
I did, but I don't know what to look at, like, because
No
I don't know
results?
her name at all. Like, I don't think anyone really knows. She just appeared. Actually, chat, can someone Google it, or does anyone know who this new female is? That's a backstage reporter or
Well,
interviewer.
one
Sorry.
of the, I think it was Matt Taven that called her not Lexi.
Well, yeah, she's not
Like
Lexi.
that's what he called her. And the only time anybody said it on the TV show was Tony Schiavone when Roosh was coming out, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. So
I didn't even catch it, so put it that way. Which, my bad. But yeah, I was thinking, like, who the hell's that? Like, why don't they tell us who the hell that is? Thanks, Spaceman, not Lexi, right?
yeah, that's what
We got the
that's
memo.
what he said. So anyway, Big Bill is like, "Watch me, Chris, watch me," as he does moves to this poor guy. So,
Are we supposed to be scared now because he done it to a nobody?
he's
Cool.
ready for the learning tree. Actually, if he wanted to show that he was ready for the learning tree, he should have let this guy beat him up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Look, Chris, I don't know what I'm doing. I need your help, Chris. Oh my God.
Right.
Trevor Blackwell almost beat me.
That makes more sense though, Bet. That's the sad part. But I guess I don't
very
even
sad.
see it that way. Does this mean now Ricky Starks is pretty much, can we safely say he's done with his company?
Safely? I don't know. More importantly, doesn't Chris Jericho always do commentary on Rampage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he wasn't on there.
I don't think he's been on there for quite a while, actually, Bet.
No, he
To be
was.
fair.
He was on there last week.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't even remember already. Okay,
I
well,
was
yeah, he's
surprised too,
supposed to
because
be.
I don't really pay attention to the commentators, but I did recognize his unmistakable voice.
Yeah. Actually, we might ask who that is. That's Redman, I think. D. She's WWE. Wrong chick.
Jackie
No,
Redmond?
AEW. Yeah, she was showing me Jackie Redman. I'm like, no, that's WWE.
Hey, show me
She's-
Jackie Redmond. What's up?
Absolutely. AEW. D. Yes.
I might become a fan of hockey now just to watch Jackie Redmond.
Oh, well, she loves hockey. I didn't know she was. I just found out like her and Jimmy Corderas. He's got his infamy in being a referee in WWE. Them two used to host a show together for years. I actually didn't learn that till like a couple of days ago. So she's been around, and she's in her 40s too. Actually, Vet.
Yeah,
She's a lot older than you think. Wow, she looks amazing for her age. Absolutely, for sure.
Yep. And she shared ice cream with CM Punk and Jey Uso.
If you were AJ, if you were her, would you be worried because he's been hanging out with a lot of youngies, a lot of chicks. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not sure. She showed me a face, but
He's doing it. He's doing it like right in full view of her at all times. So he's clearly
True.
not worried about it.
that's true. No, you're right. That's true. I mean, if he's trustworthy, he's not doing nothing wrong, right? I just feel like a lot of the Shillers, they kind of like him a bit too much. They used to look up to him and rah rah rah,
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Oh yeah, isn't it her? Because I know she was a brunette Vet.
Who?
No, she was brunette, but I don't think it's her. Does that look familiar?
What's the name?
How old's this? What's her name? Katie Ora.
Yeah, that's what Liz thinks it is. That's probably something like that.
Oh,
Whatever
she
Tony-
did too.
Whatever Tony said, it sounded like it had A's in it, so that's probably it.
Arcady. What did her parents name her after? An arcade? God
Well,
damn.
sort of. She was
Yeah,
Arcade-y, not
I know.
an arcade. Yeah.
Just it's a trippy name, nice name, but yeah. Okay, if that's her, I guess.
Cool.
She looks better in the picture though than she
Cool.
did on TV.
Yeah, she's just somebody that just showed up. They didn't make a big deal out of it. So I
Yeah,
did. So I
true.
find it funny though. It's like, hey, Dasha Gonzalez, you're released. Anyway, here's someone else. Like, well, So you just got rid of Dasha then. You just wanted her gone. It wasn't about the spot. It was you don't like her.
And you know what?
Anyway.
I think Dasha is actually half decent. And I'm not talking about in looks, just in looks. I'm talking about, like, I didn't mind her style of ring announcing.
Arcady Aura.
I'll remember the name. Arcady
That's the new
Aura.
hot thing in the streets right now. Arcady Aura.
It's all about that aura. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, thanks everybody for that info.
Thank you.
But it's, it looks like there's been enough talk. It's
Are
time
we here already?
for the main event.
Woo!
Yep, that's right. As was hinted earlier, it's Katsuyori Shibata and Daniel Garcia versus Shane Taylor Promotions with Anthony Ogogo on commentary. And guess what, Jimmy? As if our Uncaged episode wasn't short enough, this is Daniel Garcia in the main event. So you know what that means. I disavow this match. It's all you, buddy. What do you got?
Honestly, dude, now I'm going to be straight up. I was on the nod at this point. This match was making me want to go to bed. Straight up. No, it's not a shot at you, Zane, you clown. God, no, everything's about you. God damn, bro. I'm fucking with you. Honestly, dude, I didn't care about the match. I don't like the Shibata and Garcia, the dancing queens, whatever you want to call them right now. I don't know. I just don't like it, dude. I didn't care. What do you want me to say? There's nothing for me to say. None of this shit on this show, even though I said it was better, right? I just felt like, no, not even the power of the phone, Josh. It wasn't even that, dude. It was the power of the bed. Straight up. It just, they put me to sleep. It just, I don't know, bro. What can I tell you, man? What can I say? They won, big deal.
Yeah, another loss for Shane Taylor Promotions. Just,
I mean, what's new?
Exactly
dude?
what you want to do when you're building this new heel faction with Anthony Ogogo and the power of the punch.
That punch sucks, dude.
Him and Nigel would look like twins. They were both sitting there wearing like a white dress shirt and a gray vest. Like they just look like they.
It's a British thing, bro.
Yeah,
must be a British
twinsies,
thing,
man.
No, they're twats.
They're the grizzled
actually.
young vets.
Oh, they look better than the grizzled young vets, that's for sure. But no, Shibata, Garcia, main event. I mean, that. What can I say? I mean, really, what can we say, bro? It was a match. I preferred Rampage only because it was shorter. That's like you said, vet. But I just, a lot of this shit just, and yeah, exactly, Josh. Poor Shane Taylor. We've been saying this week in, week out. He looks like a badass. He acts like a badass, but damn it, he loses all the time. Like, what are we supposed to think? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, they're never going to push him. Nothing's ever going to happen. He's just there to take the L's. And if he's happy, I'm happy for him. But if I were him, I wouldn't be happy with that shit. I'd be like, come on, man. I'm putting all your boys over while trying to get myself over. And at this point, I mean, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Do we play a la carte here, vet, with Shane Taylor continuously?
I do.
Or does it get to a stage?
I want to enjoy him,
But
you're putting Daniel Garcia in the main event.
Liz said it best, man. They've made him every little dude's biatch.
And he struggles. Shane Taylor's struggling. And I would even venture to say half-ass succeeding, but he's struggling to like try to make every match he's in make sense in whatever way. Like
he's trying.
Like, all right, I got to lose to Orange Cassidy, so how can I do this? Like, he's doing his best, but it shouldn't be the position that he's put in. If anything, it would make more sense for him to go to Chris Jericho and be like, "Hey, man, what do I need to do?" Because
don't do that. Older sprayed out, fucking all over the place. That would be funny though, but then you just killed him. If you do that, he's dead. That's it.
Right, exactly. That's why you don't do it. And also, like,
right.
He'd have to bring 2 other guys with him. So it would just be, I don't know. I wouldn't have done it like this. They're skipping ahead of the part where Shane Taylor Promotions gets over, and they went right to the part where they're a quality win for every other babyface. Like, they should have been beating dudes like take some guys like Serpentico and Angelico and anybody else with the O, and like let them lose to Shane Taylor Promotions and build those guys up. Then if you want to use one of these dudes to get somebody else over, then it means a little bit more, but you've skipped over the build up part and gone straight to the put over part. And Shane Taylor deserves better, but you can't ask for shit in wrestling. You can't.
Right. I get you.
You just have to show up, do your best, and hope that someone respects you enough and notices the hard work you've been putting in and decides to like, okay, we're going to turn a corner now. But like we talked about in the past, usually what ends up happening is when you show yourself to be a good hand and easy to get along with, they just keep asking you to do what they've been asking you to do, and they never have anything for you.
And that's what worries me, Vet, because if he's going that route, like, hopefully they notice me. Something tells me they don't even notice what he's done for everybody, like these last few months. You know what I mean? I truly believe that, dude. Like,
as long as the check's clear. Because the bottom line is, when he was in, Sinclair Ring of Honor, I'm sure he wasn't making the money he's making now.
No, of course, absolutely.
So you have to take it one step at a time. It's like now he's getting that paycheck, and even in these weird appearances, his TV time has increased like 500% from what it was last year. So we'll take it there. The fact that he does a job, I mean, as long as he can make Lee Moriarty take most of the jobs, that'll be good. But when he has to do a job, then just do it with a smile and get that money, cash that check, and do it again next week.
If you were in his position, say you were in his position, you're in AEW, and you're putting all these fucking little fucks over, essentially, and you're just as big as Shane Taylor, right? Just say, would you be happy just being on television week in, week out, and being on, major television? Or would you get to a point where, I know you can't ask for shit, because then you're a mark for yourself, right? You'll be labeled as a marktard for yourself and all this bullshit. But how do you handle something like that? If you feel like you're getting, screwed out, basically, in a sense, like, what do? You just, keep going and hope for the best? Or, like, how would you hopefully change things? Sure, you can work harder, but if they're not noticing you, how else can you, what else can you do?
Okay, well, I'll tell you. You kind of have to, like, how do I, there's a couple of things. What should I start with? I mean, you always have to remember, I'm sure most of you guys have heard this. It's fake when you win and it's fake when you lose.
Right.
So
that's true.
You just do what the booker asks of you, and that should be good enough, right? However, if you start to find yourself in a position where it's like, hey, I'm doing jobs for everybody here, and I'm bigger than them and I'm better than them, but I still have to do jobs for them. Dude, even in my position, like the low level that I was at, I was sort of in a Shane Taylor position, because I wasn't big as Shane Taylor, but compared to some of the guys I had to lose to, I was like a Shane Taylor.
No way.
Those guys,
no
right?
shit. Really?
Yeah. So all I did was just, like I said, I just realized, okay, that's fine. That's where I'm at. But I was also in a tag team, kind of like he is with Lee Moriarty. So because my partner was like the muscle guy and I was the smaller guy, I made sure I was the one that always lost. Right. So because I had to protect him, I had to protect him in the eventuality that, he goes on to his own thing, and I wouldn't want him getting beat by a bunch of guys. So I'll take all the L's. Right. So that's one thing. But if you're a single and you're in Shane Taylor's position, you kind of have to like make your gimmick to where it's a gimmick that doesn't really matter if you win or lose. See, the thing about Shane Taylor is like, he's such a good, like, character that he's believable that he's going to kill somebody, and then he loses. So you kind of have to back off that edge a little bit. Like if they're going to be beating me every week, I can't be acting like I'm a
Right,
killer.
right,
I got to act
right.
like I'm at best just mediocre,
Oh,
right? So
damn.
you kind of make yourself like less impressive so that the wins don't mean as much,
I get you.
and then maybe they get the message that way. Like, I don't know, but not that you don't have a good match or that you don't put them
No,
over the
I
right
get
way, but
you.
it's like you change
Right.
your gimmick, right? Like,
And that's not
you know,
fair on you, but like to do that, they're having to do that. But I totally get why you
well,
would have
what?
to
So
do that.
here's an example I always like to use, right? When I was at OVW, I remember Ryan Reeves coming up with his Ryback gimmick, and he's like, "I want to be a cross between Goldberg and the Terminator or
Oh, he
whatever."
said
Just like
that legitly, bro? Like for real?
whatever. He wanted to be like a Terminator. He even had like the T800 endoskeleton like red eye
Uh,
thing airbrushed on his tights and stuff like that. And he wanted to just no sell everything and beat everybody, right? And I'm just like, yeah, dude, everybody wants that gimmick. Why the fuck do you deserve to have it? You know what I mean? So,
wow.
but here's the thing. So he did the Ryback gimmick, right? And then he eventually he got it onto WWE TV, and he would do the squash matches where he'd be like two guys, then three guys, and
Right,
then all this
right.
stuff, right? So he does all that, right? And they push him like that. But a character like that, it gets to a point where it's like, well, it's not believable that he would lose. So now when you lose, it's like, well, everything's ruined. Your character's ruined. You can be beat. I thought
Right,
you were
right.
invincible. So now, you have to come up
The
with
fuck
characters
spot,
that
man.
can believably win or lose,
Damn.
and as much as either one is necessary. You have to have a character that you could lose every week, but every time you go out there, somebody might think that you have a chance to win. Shane Taylor's character is good right now, but he's losing. So
Right.
perhaps he can find a way to like take a little bit of the edge off the character if he's going to be doing these jobs. That's the best advice I can give.
That is great advice, actually, Vet, because you kind of made me think like, what a shot to the ego that must be if he has to do that, right? Because it would kill your ego a little bit. But if that's what they're positioning you to be, I mean, you're right. You might as well just bite the bullet and dumb your character down
Yeah.
somehow.
If I have a good gimmick, but the gimmick is good if I'm winning, I'm not going to use that gimmick because
Right,
they could just beat
absolutely.
me, right?
Right.
Like if the Undertaker was a job guy, then that gimmick would have sucked, right? Like,
Oh, for sure. 100%.
no, it's much better when you no sell everybody and people think you're a zombie and you win all the time, right? But if they had
Hey,
gone the other way with the booking, that's a waste of a great gimmick. So that's kind of the idea here. But
that's some good
I don't
insight,
know.
though, man. I like that. I like what you just said, man, because I feel like he's at a crossroads at this point, and maybe he's trying to figure himself out even more. Like you said, he needs to look deep. He's either content and just do what you need to do, or yeah, you're right. He's killing his character, man, and his gimmick. I
You know
don't know
what you
how
can
you
do?
go.
What you could
What's that?
potentially do? Now, again, I don't know all the politics and everything, but just saying, like, on the surface level, if you could get to the point where if you start to lose that often, you can almost turn into a thing where you get sympathy, like the crowd will want to see you win. You know,
Yeah, but
like you
Shane
can
Taylor,
actually,
would that make sense?
if you're good enough, Jimmy, despite how the booking is supposed to go for you, if you're good enough of a worker, you could turn the people
Yeah, but
against the
then you
booker's
get
wishes.
yeah. See, they'll get you heat anyway. So
It's true.
like
It's true.
so
That's why you don't do it. But
right.
I'm saying it's very possible. Like if you know how to do it, you could turn the people to boo you when they're supposed to cheer you, or you could turn them to cheer you when they're not supposed to like you. If you're good enough, you can do that any given night in any crowd. And not just by going and insulting their sports team or whatever. You could do
No,
it
that's cheap
legitimately
heat.
within the
That's
match
shit. Yeah. No, you're
if you're
right.
good enough. If you're good enough.
Well, that leaves me to ask you one more question about that, and then I'll leave it. Like, say you come to a point of your career where you feel like, fuck it, I'm gonna fucking take my own initiative. Fuck what the promoters think or say. I'm gonna get myself over, right? you're fucked either way, right? Technically. But if it got to a point where it was undeniable, like the fans really wanted you and they can't punish you, is there a way of getting around that just by, doing your own thing and hopefully, backstage everybody likes it too? I mean, is there a chance of that ever happening, or is it just always automatic heat? With the boys, will probably be heat at 100%.
Sometimes, but a lot of times, if that's the case, I mean, if I understand your question correctly,
yeah,
you're saying a guy's organically getting over despite his non-push, right?
When I say organically, though, like you're making it, sort of lean that way.
Yeah. So if you're at that point where people are kind of rooting for you, not only in the crowd but also kind of in the locker room, if like people know you're good and want to see you get, like if it depends on what kind of locker room it is. If it's a toxic environment,
no chance.
Then yeah, there's going to be people that don't like that. But I think most of the people in like at AEW, for example, I think a lot of them are probably pretty supportive of each other for the most part. And it's like that in WWE now too, a little bit more than it used to be.
Kumbaya.
which that's it's a very Vince McMahon era WWE thing to have the locker room at odds with each other.
Right.
Because when you listen to guys from the territory days, they don't talk about it being like that. Like they were kind of like a team. And yeah, guys, have disagreements and have dust ups and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you all had each other's backs, and a lot of testosterone and egos flying around and light some things up every once in a while. But for the most part, you guys are like a team and you got to look out for each other. It wasn't until Vince started in the WWF where everybody was like cutthroat put against each other because he did that for his entertainment.
Done by design. Absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
And then now you got a generation of people that grow up with the WWF way, and they think that's how it's supposed to be. They think the Vince McMahon's WWF is the wrestling business. Not necessarily. So back to your question. So if everybody kind of has your back a little bit and the crowd is with you and whether you're doing that or not, like, then it really just depends on your relationship with the boss, the booker, whoever's in charge of it. If you can talk to them and have conversations about things and they'll listen and you listen to them and it's an even exchange and you guys have a good relationship, then you probably will get something out of it. If you just never talk to, Tony or Triple H or whoever it is, and you just, sit and sulk in a corner, or you plot to, go into business for yourself and all this other, and you never talk to them, yeah, you have more of a chance of getting heat. So I think it's important to have good relationships with everybody you work with. And then when it's your time, it's more likely that it'll just be a natural transition.
Natural, right? But everything feels like it's, I don't know.
There's a lot of damage that's been done to the business that needs to get repaired. Who knows if it ever will, but.
That's a shame too. That's sad too. Well, Medium 5 says Vet 100 is 100. So, I mean, I'm sure he is. I mean, he's been in the business. I'm sure he would know. So that's hence why I asked that question. And I'm sorry, peeps. I mean, we could be. This is more entertaining right now than talking Rampage. But
Rampage is done.
Yeah, that's it. Rampage is done. We're just trying to buy time here. Otherwise, it would have been done in 20 minutes, like 100%. Maybe we should do a speed review. The quickest 5 minutes ever. Apparently, Ricochet won the speed championship, whatever that means. But cool.
Wow.
I still haven't seen one. Yeah. Does that mean he defends it now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Because he's a loser when it's 15-minute plus matches. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. They should bring him back as Prince Puma at this point.
No, they just need to treat him right. Look, Ricochet's one of those guys that's like, look, you got a real star there. You have to, though.
So, really?
Yes.
Yeah, for the kids 100%. And merchandise, marketing.
1,000,000,000%. Ricochet is so money. It's ridiculous. Only
because of what he does, bro. He's a superhero in a sense, like Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
But even more, but Ricochet's even more than that. Like, he sells. He's good looking. He's in shape. Like he can't talk for shit,
got
though. Like that. He's that that aw shucks baby face like they used to have back in the day, like
right. That
pretty,
white
pretty
meat
decent
fucking
guy, like he's a nice guy. But I just,
people want to rip
they
you
don't
as well.
have that. Remember like 95-ish, 96 Shawn
Yeesh.
Michaels?
Oh,
They haven't
God.
had
Yeah,
that in a long
he was a
time.
baby face, bro, during that time.
That's what I mean. I'm talking about like,
Yeah.
the guy that's, Intercontinental Champion,
Right.
like fighting, trying to reach the boyhood dream,
The
facing
full
Jeff
of
Jarrett
shit
in
Shawn
your house,
Michaels.
like
Yeah.
that Shawn Michaels. They don't have that anymore. And Ricochet is that. He needs to be that.
Right.
He needs to be the Shawn Michaels that they don't have right now. So that's what I see for him. I see him as an absolute main event star.
But does the company seem that way? That's the question.
They signed him. They better
Right,
see it.
true.
They better see everybody they sign as potentially that.
I personally think ever since, he got caught doing that, to himself, it hasn't been totally the same since. They've even made little joke references. I'll never forget when AJ Styles and the OC sort of were making, I don't know if you remember this. This was a couple of years back, 3 years ago, maybe. They were making finger references. Yeah. So I'm just saying, but you look, he's in the house. It's a Colin Weiss song. Main event starved of WWE Speed. He is.
Yep.
He's the champion, whatever that means. I mean,
right.
there's a speed belt. I mean, maybe he can
But
become
that's
the
what I mean,
speedball
like-
champion.
So obviously, if Ricochet can beat anybody in 3 minutes, he should easily be able to beat Damian Priest. He should easily be able to beat Cody Rhodes. He could beat anybody in 3 minutes. He's got to be the best, right? Doesn't that what that means?
I think. I mean, speed.
I only
whatever
need
that is.
3 minutes. I got you for
He does-
3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Cold Blooded says he's the true Kentucky gentleman,
Yeah.
and Colin says nope.
Yeah.
Apparently, he says no. Screw you, Colin. Nah, I'm joking, man. Thank you
what
for
does
joining us,
Colin
by the
know
way,
about
Colin.
wrestling anyway?
This is a character,
So-
man. Anyway, you know what, Vet? We can blabber on about other shit, but I think it's time. We've given the people, I think, pretty much 3 hours. I mean, give or take. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Something
Let's
like
not
that.
punish
No.
them.
No, let's not. Well, we haven't lost our viewers, so that's good. So we appreciate that. And there goes my little ball thing. But anyway, talking about a 3-minute warning. No, Josh, please. Let's not go there. But anyway, I don't think there's anything else for us to talk about other than taking it home, Vet. So let's take it home and let's just chill out and get away from this AEW stuff for the week. Tell them where they can find you, my friend.
Well, you can find me at Opinion Haver on social media, X with the Speed Champion. You can find me at Instagram. You can find me at the soon-to-be banned TikTok, even though I don't use it. I have the name. I took the name because, like you said, Jimmy, Opinion Haver everywhere. It's all me. So I have that.
Facts.
Snapchat, don't use it either. Xbox Live, don't use it. But there's only one Opinion Haver, and it's me. So wherever you find an Opinion Haver, it's me. And if it's a fake Opinion Haver, then it'll be easily sussed out. You could find me every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern with Big Ray Hernandez for the Next Level Wrestling Review, of which Jimmy T joined us.
Oh, yeah, I did.
This past one. And we had a fun time with that.
For sure.
And you could also catch me every Monday. So tomorrow night as we record this, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, live with Brandon for the Impact Attack, where we talk about TNA and, how bad they are at everything. What else can you do? You could find me, well, you can't necessarily find me always on Wrestling with Rogers live every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, but I am constantly referenced there. There are many running jokes and inside jokes and gags that they do over there that are related to me directly, whether it's a catchphrase I came up with or a reference to me. So I'm always there in spirit, and I'm always there in the chat. So, check them out. Go live, ask them a question. Sign up for the channel, subscribe to the channel, and get the notification bell so that you can be the first to know whenever Rip releases another video about his tales from the territories, of which he's gone over Calgary, working at Stampede Wrestling with Stu Hart most recently, but he's gone all over the place from, Florida and Mid-South and all these different places. And there's a new one every week. I mean, he's going to get to Puerto Rico soon. He's going to get to All Japan. So you're going to want to hear all these great stories and more. So yeah. Then Stevie Richards, he's got an update for his Wrestling Analysis channel. He's combining all of his Patreon tiers into one affordable tier. So no matter what tier you signed up for, it should be the tentatively it will be the $3 tier to give you all access to everything. And he's got some new plans, so check that out. And then he's got his fitness channel still, reviewing products, giving tips and things for men over 50, even though anyone can use the tips. You got the podcast Big Fitness Show with Stevie Richards and Big Mike Barons every week. This week was about sleep, like getting more sleep, how to get more sleep, things that cause us to lose sleep, and what we can do to improve our sleep. So that's the latest episode subject, which I'm sure a lot of us would probably need to hear some of this. So check that out. Check out everything Stevie Richards. He's easy to find, easier to find than I am, because he's got a million channels, and even his wife has channels. So check them all out. And then directly, if you're listening to this live right now, then twitch.tv/opinionaverage is another place you can find me, and it's community day over on Twitch channel. So I'll be playing some games with some of you guys, and so if you can either join and watch, and maybe you'll be playing as well. So that's where you can find me. Jimmy, what about you?
Well, you can find me at DJ Mass Effects on the X, and also you can find me on the PWC network. But more importantly, like and subscribe right here, channelattitude.com, with $5. Like I said earlier, not only do you get the realest but the best talk in all of pro wrestling. Also, Hamin MediaGroup.podbean.com and the PWCNetwork.podbean.com. Excuse me, and that's a wrap for me. I'm ready to choke. I've got some sort of something going on with my throat. But I think that means for me to shut the fuck up and end it right now. So in saying that, I am Jimmy T. That is the vet Jamie Williams. And you've been listening and watching the most unhinged, uncensored, unfazed podcast on all of channelattitude.com. That is Rampage Uncaged. And we're out. Peace.